Morning students, once again we start from moving coil galvanometer. Okay, MCG. Galvanometer, it means moving coil galvanometer. Okay, galvanometer is a device used to detect, measure a small current of the order of microampere also flowing in an electric circuit. Okay, it means moving coil galvanometer or galvanometer detect or measure a small current. Okay, it may be of the order of microampere. Okay, the principle on which moving coil galvanometer works is when a current carrying coil is placed in uniform magnetic field, it experiences a torque, means it experiences a force, and there are two forces whose line of action is different, so they produce a torque. And this is magnetism. Magnetism means when a current carrying coil or current carrying wire is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force or torque. And simple same is here. Current carrying coil is placed in uniform magnetic field, so it experiences a torque. That is magnetism. Okay. Now the construction. For construction, the diagram is given here. In exam, there is no need to write this construction, but if you give the length of your question, then you can write. If you want to give the length for your question, then you can write. Otherwise, for construction, the diagram is sufficient. Okay, in diagram, first of all, north and south pole are there, means a permanent magnet, but the design is different. This is a horseshoe magnet. Okay, so now a rectangular coil. This is rectangular coil. This is rectangular coil which is placed in uniform radial magnetic field. This is soft iron core, this cylinder, and this is the cross section of cylinder. This is the soft iron core which makes the field radial. Cylindrical soft iron core makes the field radial. Okay. Now, soft iron core is inside the rectangular coil. Soft iron core, cylindrical soft iron core is inside the coil. Okay. A pointer is attached to the core which measures the deflection on a suitable scale. A set of springs are connected to pivot which control the motion of coil. Okay, so here is all this. A galvanometer consists of a rectangular coil. This is rectangular coil of many tightly wound turns, free to rotate about a fixed axis. Free to rotate about a fixed axis in a uniform radial magnetic field. As you know that horseshoe magnet and soft iron core makes the field radial. And what is the advantage of radial magnetic field? as you know that radius is always perpendicular to the circumference. So for this we have theta is equal to 90 degree, and in this case we experience maximum torque. Okay, so always remember this, that uniform radial magnetic field gives angle 90 degree. So in this case tau is maximum. Okay, now there is a cylindrical soft iron core which makes the field radial. Now what is the role of soft iron core? The role of soft iron core is it makes the field radial and also increases the strength of magnetic field, because this is a ferromagnetic substance, and ferromagnetic substance attract all the magnetic field lines inside it. So it increases the strength of magnetic field. The motion of coil is controlled by a pair of springs SP. These springs are on both sides. These springs are on both sides and control the motion of coil. Okay. A pointer, this is a pointer, is attached to the coil, which measure the deflection on a suitable scale. Okay, so this is complete construction of moving coil galvanometer. Okay, now the working of moving coil galvanometer. For this, when a current carrying coil, as in principle, is placed in uniform radial magnetic field, then it experiences a torque. Okay, the magnitude of torque is tau is equal to NIAB sine theta. We have this formula. Okay, now for radial magnetic field, as we discussed earlier, theta is equal to 90 degree, because this circular part and this magnetic field lines makes 90 degree at every point. This is 90 degree and this is also 90 degree. Okay, because all these are along radius. Okay, like this. So for radial magnetic field, theta is equal to 90 degree. Put theta is 90. So tau maximum is equal to NIAB sine 90 degree. Then sine 90 is 1, so we get tau maximum NIAB. This can be read as BINA, BINA. Okay. Now, as the coil gets deflected, because this is a deflecting torque, this torque deflects the coil. This torque deflects the coil. So this is deflecting torque. As the coil gets deflected, the springs, because the springs are connected inside, the springs will be twisted and restoring torque is developed in springs. When they twisted, then restoring torque is developed. The restoring torque is tau equal to K phi. K is constant, that is known as restoring torque per unit twist, because K is equal to tau upon phi. So restoring torque per unit twist. Okay, in equilibrium, this deflecting torque and this restoring torque both are equal. Restoring torque is equal to deflecting torque. Put the value of both. K phi is equal to NIAB. Phi is equal to NIAB upon K. Now separate some terms NAB upon K into I. All the variables in a bracket are constant. The value of these are constant because number of turns are constant, area is constant, magnetic field is constant, and K is also constant. So the value of this bracket is constant, so we get phi is directly proportional to I. It means deflection is directly proportional to current. Deflection is directly proportional to current. Okay? This is the complete working of moving coil galvanometer. Figure of merit of galvanometer. This is the current which produce a deflection of one division. Once again, figure of merit is the current which produce a deflection of one division is called figure of merit. Okay, figure of merit is denoted by capital G. So capital G is equal to I upon phi, but phi is equal to NIAB upon K in last expression. So we get I is cancel out, we get K upon NAB. This is a figure of merit. Okay. Now a galvanometer can be converted into an ammeter. So the conversion of galvanometer into ammeter. Okay. A galvanometer can be converted into an ammeter. How? By connecting a small resistance. A small resistance called shunt resistance. Shunt resistance because it is connected in parallel to the galvanometer. The diagram shows this. This is galvanometer and this is the resistance of galvanometer. Okay. Now a small resistance, this RS called shunt resistance, is connected in parallel to the galvanometer, and this dotted box represent ammeter. Okay, this is ammeter. Now from figure, RG and RS, RG and RS both are parallel, and in parallel potential difference remain same. So potential difference across them remain same. Potential is V is equal to IR. So IG RG, because current I is coming to this terminal and divide in IG and I minus IG. IG flow through galvanometer and I minus IG flows through shunt resistance. So IG RG is the potential across galvanometer and I minus IG RS is the potential difference across shunt resistance, but both are same, so they are equal. Then we get RS is equal to Ig upon I minus Ig into RG. this is the required value. This is the required value of shunt resistance to convert a galvanometer into ammeter of range from 0 to I, means 0 to I. Now the effective resistance of ammeter, as Rg and Rs are in parallel, so effective 1 upon R effective is equal to 1 upon Rg plus 1 upon Rs. Then we get 1 upon R effective is equal to Rs plus Rg upon Rs Rg by taking LCM and all that. Then R effective is equal to Rs Rg upon Rs plus Rg. As we know that Rs is very small, so for Rg much larger than Rs, the resistance of galvanometer is large and Rs is small. We get R effective is equal to Rs Rg upon Rg. We neglect Rs in denominator. So Rg cancel out. We get R effective is equal to Rs. And as you know that Rs is very small, so ammeter is a low resistance device. Ammeter is a low resistance device. Okay. The resistance of ideal ammeter is 0. Always remember this. Resistance of ideal ammeter is 0. Okay.